Hey guys, it's Jan Sharte and I'm back again with another video. So in today's video, we're going to talk about planning. So it is currently August 23rd and my month has sucked, okay? Y'all have seen videos of me, making $10,000 in a day. Y'all have seen videos of me making over $50,000 in a month. The month of August has been so trash for me. In complete transparency, oh my God, I had to work so hard this weekend just to hit the $10,000 mark. I've been slacking. My marketing has been very subpar. So we only have 8 days left in this month and I need to make at least $20,000 before the month is over. So right now I am sitting down to look at my analytics and create a plan for the rest of this month. So if you're interested in seeing how I'm going to utilize my analytics and some data to make some informed decisions and hopefully create a plan to make $20,000 before the end of the month, stay tuned. All right, so I always start my planning session by going ahead and looking at my analytics from a month-to-date standpoint. So I like to see basically a clear overview of what's happened thus far in the month to give me a good indication of what's working, what's not, and kind of set the tone or set the foundation for everything moving forward. So I'm going to flip the camera around really fast here. And don't mind anything else that you see because my office is not the cleanest. Well, actually, it's pretty clean. But anyway, so I went ahead and wrote out some notes here. So up at the top is pretty much like an overview of my numbers for August. So month to date, I'm at $12,772. I've had 14,000 online store sessions. My average order value is $62.72. My conversion rate is 1.3%. My returning customer rate is 54.45. And I've had 211 orders. So some other things that I've went ahead and jotted down include my top products sold this month. So there's this rib tank top, the perfect bodysuit, these microfiber biker shorts, some more biker shorts, and my perfect spring sweatpants, which have been my bestseller for months. Another thing that I went ahead and wrote out was my C-grade inventory. So disclaimer, I have the $79 Shopify plan, and one of the reports that it has is called an ABC analysis. And basically what that report does is it breaks your inventory up into grades. So there's an A grade, B grade, and C grade. So C grade is basically like your worst inventory. It's like the inventory that's not selling, the inventory that's just not moving, and kind of like the stuff you want to figure out what to do with. So the bulk of my inventory in dollars and in quantity are in C grade inventory. And a lot of it is plus size merchandise and these acid wash jumpsuits. So I haven't done a great job of marketing plus size merchandise. So I've already made note that that needs to be a huge thing to focus on this month. And then these acid wash jumpsuits, I haven't marketed them very well or sold them very well this month. So I know I need to do a better job there as well. The next thing that I went ahead and wrote out is my top pages by session. So these are the pages on my website that have received the most traffic. So there's my homepage, my new arrivals, my plus size loungewear, the perfect spring sweatpants, and then the deal of the day. So I did like a promotion where there were certain items that were on special for one day. And then this is basically me accounting where my inventory lives or what my inventory looks like today, like starting today. So today being August 23rd, I currently have 1,597 products in stock. The cost of that inventory is $14,932. So that's how much I spent. And the retail value is $36,269. So that's how much I would make if I were to sell all of that inventory. And then the last thing that I write is my goals. So what are my main goals this for the rest of this month? So my main goals are to sell more items per transaction and to increase my average dollars per sale or my average order value. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera back around and we'll talk a little bit more, and then we're gonna go into my Shopify and I'll show you guys some things that I'm analyzing and putting together. All right, so don't mind me. I'm looking at my screen as I talk to you guys, but A question that I get asked way too frequently is, what should I be doing? And I think it's interesting because people start businesses and they truly don't know what they should be doing. So I think it's really important that, as we are thinking about launching businesses and things of that nature, we truly take the time to research what this business is supposed to look like, or the things that we should be doing in business to hopefully make it successful. One of the greatest things that I have learned about in this industry is that people don't understand how to read analytics, or don't know that they should be reading their analytics. So I always tell people that your analytics literally tell you what you should be doing. So for example, my analytics tell me what products are making me the most money. My analytics tell me what products I've sold the most of, what products have generated the most profit. It tells me what pages people are visiting most often. It tells me where my traffic is coming from. It tells me, how much of my revenue is coming from each of those traffic sources. It tells me how many of my customers have returned to shop with me before. It tells me how many orders I've had, how much people are spending on average, what percentage of people that come to my website are becoming a customer. It tells you so many things. So the first step is learning, reading it. First step, reading it. The second step is knowing what all of those things means. So I actually have a full-blown analytics class inside of my monthly membership. And if anybody's interested, I'll put the link to that in or the link to my monthly membership in the description box. But the first step is knowing what all of these things mean. And then secondly, you have to figure out what you can improve or what things you can directly impact. So for example, I know that I can increase my average order value by, controlling my prices, or doing a better job of controlling my pricing. I also can run promotions that are centered around people having to spend a certain amount of money to get that promotion or to get that discount. Another thing that I know I have control over is, for example, my return customer rate. So if I am actively advertising or marketing to my existing audience, it's likely that I'm going to make more sales from my existing audience. If I flip the script and I start to, take all of these actions to try to get in front of more people, then I might make more sales from new people, but now my returning customer rate is going to decrease. Another thing to know with that is that your return customers are likely to spend more money than a new customer are. So if I am actively working on getting more new customers, my average order value probably is going to decrease because people are spending less money per transaction because they don't necessarily know if they can trust your business just yet. But people who have already spent money with you, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get them to spend more money with you than it is to get people who've never spent money with you to spend money in the first place, or to get them to spend a certain amount. So for example, how I mentioned, if I want to increase my average order value, I could say, if you spend $100 today, you'll get 25% off your transaction. So that means that their transaction would be, $75 or more with that discount applied to it. My average order value currently is $62. So I could send a promotion directly to anyone who's made a purchase from me before, and that could be the incentive that I'm giving to them. And that could potentially increase my average order value beyond the $62 point. So long story short, you need to know how to read this information. And it's not something, I wouldn't say, that comes easily. There's a lot to unpack when you're looking at your analytics. But again, it starts with you actually reading it. And then secondly, knowing what all of those individual numbers mean. And then thirdly, understanding what you can and cannot directly impact. So I'm going to turn the camera off here, and I'm going to actually record my screen so you guys can see what I am actually doing and what I am looking at as I try to formulate a plan for the rest of this week. All right, y'all. So I initially started filming this video yesterday around 5:20 p.m. or something like that. And today it's now the next day, August 24th, and it's 12:07 p.m. So just around a little bit after noon. So I actually created this spreadsheet yesterday when I initially started recording, and basically I wanted to give you guys an overview of the things that I am taking into consideration as I am trying to create plans for moving forward and hopefully increasing my sales. So this is where my business kind of looked like at that 5 p.m. point yesterday evening when I started filming. So I always start, again, like I mentioned, that I showed you guys on the paper. I look at where my numbers are from a month-to-date standpoint. I went ahead and put my top products sold. This next box is an inventory overview, my top pages by session. Over here in this yellow section here, or the highlighted yellow section, these are my Google Analytics users by time of day. So this is something that I just wasn't really aware of. From looking at my analytics from Shopify, I can't really see that so clearly, but in Google Analytics, it actually will show you an overview of how people are navigating your website and like what times you're getting the most traffic versus the hours that you're getting the least traffic. So this is some really important information that really helped me to make some decisions for how I was going to move forward last night. And I'm going to show you guys what happened last night after I went through and found this information. So from looking at Google Analytics, I learned that on every single day, Sunday through Saturday, my website has very, very little traffic between the hours of 1 a.m. and 7 a.m. So that instantly told me I need to figure out how to get people to shop overnight, because I can make money during the day. You know, it's up and down, but I consistently make money during the day, but I don't consistently have traffic during the night. And if I do have traffic, it's a very little amount. I also realized that I wasn't making sales, mostly because my traffic was very down. So I immediately took notice of that. So then I went ahead and looked at my most active times for every single day, and I went and wrote out like the time periods. So how can I use those time periods? So this information basically gives me an indication of like when I should be most active, or like when I should be posting, when I should be sending emails, when I should be sending text messages, things like that. This can also help me with ads. So when you're running ads from the ads manager, you can actually like add some stipulations around like what hours your ads are running and what hours they're not running. So I went ahead and looked at this for each day, and I'm using that to kind of decide, you know, what days I'm going to send an email and text message and all of those things, when I'm going to post, as I'm thinking it through, like promotions that I might run this week, what days and what hours I might run them. So like if I want to have a flash sale and things of that nature, then I can use these time frames to give me an idea of when I should probably do that. So that is what I gathered from Google Analytics. And Google Analytics is a really strong tool. It tells you a lot of information. That's just one key detail that I pulled out that I wanted to utilize in my process going forward. All right, so down here at the bottom is like marketing data. So the first box is a list of social media posting dates. So this was very interesting to me because it really helped me to hold myself accountable and realize like how much of an impact I play in my lack of sales this month. So the large majority of my traffic typically comes from Instagram, and my traffic has been down, and then also my sales. So I realized I only have posted 6 days out of the entire 24 days of this month thus far. That tells me that I am slacking very hard. Within each one of those days, I was consistently posting 2 to 3 times a day. And then there was one day, the 8th, where I posted 5 times. So then I went ahead and put, out of all those times that I posted, I went back and looked at each post and pretty much made a reference of time periods that appeared to work. And that just was solely based off of the amount of engagement that I got from each one of those pieces of content. So each day I went ahead and put a time and then just some notes. So these are like notes pertaining to like, is this something, you know, is there something about the content that I could repurpose? Is it something about the type of content that probably played a role in the results that I got? Like just making general notes basically. My stomach is growling. So in the next box over to the right, these are my email campaigns that I've sent. So same here, completely slacking. Like, I don't know if I just thought I was working a lot harder than I was or what, but I ain't been working very hard this month, and that's why I ain't making no money. So I've only sent 3 email campaigns this month, and then 1 SMS campaign, which was from Klaviyo. I actually didn't write out my SMS campaigns from SMS Bump. I just used Klaviyo's SMS function for the first time on the 21st. So I went ahead and wrote out the dates that those happened, what the content or purpose for those campaigns were, who received those campaigns, the open rate, the click rate, and the revenue that I made. So as I can see, these 3 campaigns didn't really make me much money, but it made me some money. So I mean, I can't complain there. But open rates, I definitely wanted to pay attention to that because that can give me some insight about, going forward as I'm creating new campaigns and thinking about what the subject line is going to be. That might help me to decipher like what my subject lines need to look like going forward. And then for click rate, I can go back and look at each one of those campaigns and see what content was in it and how it was outlined to potentially give me some insight about how I could organize or outline the emails going forward. So like these first 2 campaigns had between a 3 and 4% click rate, but the 2 bottom ones had an 18% and 12% click rate. So just giving me some ideas about, moving forward, what I might want things to look like. All right. And then the last boxes here are my content insights for the last 7 days. I don't know why there are 2 boxes. Why are there 2 boxes? I don't know. I don't remember why there's 2 boxes, but I went ahead and put up my likes, comments, saves, and shares, like total. I want to say this one's for the last 7 days, but this one might be for the last 30 days. I think that's probably what this is. I think that's what I think that was the last thing I looked at. So anyway, I wanted to just give myself an overview of like how my content is performing from a higher level, standpoint. And then the last blue box is content with the most website taps. So, a lot of times people are like, oh my God, I'm not getting a lot of engagement. I'm not getting comments. I'm not getting this. I'm not getting that. At the end of the day, I'm just worried about if you went to my website because I know that Instagram directly impacts my traffic. So I wanted to know which content was sending the most traffic to my website. And I went ahead and just linked each one of these here so that I could easily go to it and kind of, give myself some idea about, what potentially I might be able to use moving forward as I create some more content for the remainder of the month. And that's it. So I put this little notes box down here, milestones. So for example, I just hit 22,000 followers on Instagram. So I wanted to make a post with a possible incentive, which I actually did this morning. So this is what I kind of started my thinking process around. And now I'm going to take you guys over to Shopify and we're going to look at those things. And I'm going to give you guys some insight about what I was looking at over on that end. So we're going to minimize this screen and we're going to make this screen bigger. So this is where I'm at month to date. So if you remember yesterday when I showed you guys my numbers, month to date, remember it was at about 5 o'clock. I was at $12,700 something dollars. And now at 12:18 p.m. on the very next day, I'm at $15,821. And you're probably like, how the heck did you do that? So I literally used the information that I found through looking at my analytics. So before we go into that, I want to show you guys just a few more things that I paid attention to as I was thinking through what I wanted to, do about the situation. Before we go here, I just want to point out one last thing. So I knew that, these are my top products. So I went and looked to see how many were left of each one of these to give me an idea of what probably should take, I should take into more consideration than other things. So these rib crop tanks, I have 141 of them in stock. So I knew immediately that I wanted to offer some type of incentive around the rib crop tanks. So I actually did yesterday, buy one, get one half off of just those rib tanks. And it was for like a certain duration of time. So they had to buy them within a certain frame of time. All right. So this is my Shopify analytics dashboard. So I'm actually not going to look through any of this. I think all of this is very self-explanatory. And if you notice, like if you put your mouse over any of these options that have this little like dotted line underneath, it'll tell you exactly what this box means. So take some time to actually look through this. If you have time, you got time. Take some time to look through these things and really start to understand what these boxes mean. All right, so I'm actually going to go into my reports. So I am on the $79 plan for Shopify. I'm not telling anybody that you need to go get the $79 plan, but I will say that the $79 plan gives you a lot of insight that you don't get on the $29 plan. So some of the things that I am specifically paying attention to are in the inventory reports. So the first thing being this ABC analysis by product. So what this report shows you is it basically gives your inventory a grade. So A being like your best product, the stuff that you want to have all the time. You don't want to not ever have it. B being like that inventory that's kind of in between. It's like it's good, but it could be bad at any moment. Who knows? And then C is like terrible. It's been here for too long. It's taking up space. You need to get rid of it. So this is what I realized. I'm actually going to manage my filters. Before I do that, so notice the numbers that live underneath the A, B, and C grade. So A and B grade inventory, their values are pretty similar. I have a lot of inventory tied up in this C grade inventory. So I needed to immediately figure out what inventory that was. So I'm going to filter by product grade. We're going to choose C, apply the filter, and now it's showing me all of the inventory that is basically not working, that I'm not selling. So from looking at this, I could see that it was consistently this one style. So this jogger set, which I actually tried to run a promo on, I want to say like last month or so. Not last month, last week, I think. So I'm probably going to run a whole nother promotion around that same item this week. But I have a lot of them. I bought like 5 packs. I think I have like 7 colors and 5 packs of every color, which is crazy. I really thought they were going to do well. They're not doing well. That happens. It's a part of business, but you roll with the punches. You figure it out. So I have a lot of these. I also noticed that there was a lot of plus size merchandise in here. So I immediately started to think, okay, I need to do something specifically for these jogger sets and something specifically for plus size merchandise this week. Other things that you want to pay attention to is the value of this inventory. So it's telling you what quantity you have of each one of them, and it tells you the value of it. So this is based on the cost. Sorry, this is the cost, and this is based on the pricing that you set. So if you sell them, this is how much you make, but this is how much you pay for them. So this immediately told me, like, you need to figure out what you're going to do with this, because I have $23,316 potential dollars in revenue tied up in this C grade inventory. So I know that my plans this week, I need to be figuring out what I'm going to do about that. All right, and then the second report that I am paying attention to in here is going to be I don't know why I always forget where it is. Behavior, I think. Yep, behavior. So it's going to be in the behavior box. And this one is called the online store cart analysis. So this report is, I'm just going to read what it says up here. It says, over the past 30 days, these products often shared a shopping cart. Each pair represents a unique comparison based on which product shoppers added first. So in the first column, it's showing you products that people have added first. So there was 23 carts where someone added this olive set first, and then there were 42 carts where they added this Americano chill set after. So basically this report gives you an idea of, like, for example, things that you can run a promotion around. You could say, if you buy one of these, you get one of these for 20% off, 50% off, free, whatever promotion you would like it to be. It gives you some insight about, like, ways that you can play around with these things. A huge thing that I realized was in this third column, these perfect sweatpants, or the perfect sweats 2.0. There were 29 carts where this was the first item, and there were 249 carts where this was the set that was added after that. I have a lot of these tank tops, but I don't have as many of these sweatpants. So that instantly told me, like, okay, maybe you need to get some more sweatpants, Jance, because it appears that when people are wanting to buy a crop tank top, they want to buy this pair of sweatpants. And it makes sense because in the photo, I'm literally wearing one of these crop tanks with these sweatpants, but I have a very limited quantity of them. I literally started with like 300 of these, but I only started with like 18 of these. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't be thinking sometimes. But anyway, this report basically opened my eyes. Like, Jance, girl, you don't even have enough to be able to let these people be happy. 249 carts had a crop tank top, but you had 18 pairs of sweatpants. What? That don't make sense. So guess what I did? I went and ordered some more sweatpants literally just last night. All right, so those are the primary things that I really paid attention to. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go into Klaviyo. Don't think I have Klaviyo open. Nope, I don't. We're going to go into Klaviyo, and I'm going to show you guys what I did over in Klaviyo. So the most immediate thing that I took action around was the fact that nobody was shopping overnight. I instantly told myself I need to figure out how I'm going to get people to shop overnight. So the very first thing that I did, gosh, sorry, I'm bouncing around, y'all. The very first thing that I did was actually go into my app. So I have a mobile app that is built via or through my Shopify account. So I actually went to my mobile app and I decided that I was going to run a promotion and send a push notification directly to my app subscribers and give them 30% off of everything from that moment until 8 a.m. So remember, my time frame on my website was like 1 a.m. to I think it's at 7 a.m. or something like that, where it was completely quiet. So I said, okay, how do we get people to shop? Give them a reason to shop. So I gave them a reason to shop. So I sent a promotion to all of my app subscribers, and I want to show you guys what it looks like. This one. So this is what the app looked like last night for anyone who opened my app. So I sent them a notification. It said like late night shopping, take 30% off everything until 8 a.m. or something like that. So inside there was the 30% off. There was a timer that was up here that basically let them know how much longer this promotion was going to be going. It has the promo code and they can shop like normal. So I sent it to my app subscribers first. So after I did that, then I started getting sales. I literally got 5 sales within like 10 minutes. I was like, oh, okay, this is working. This is awesome. So then I went to my emails. I created a few segments. I think I talked to you guys a little bit about that yesterday. So literally, I created 8 different segments yesterday. The beautiful thing about segments is it gives you an idea of like sizes, group sizes of people who have or have not taken a specific action. So I created a segment of people who spent $50, at least over $50 in the last 90 days, people who have spent $1,000 over all time, people who have spent over $100 in the last 90 days, people who hadn't purchased since March 31st, 2021. I chose that date because March was like my biggest month thus far. I created this one based on people's loyalty rewards balance. This one is people who purchased my microfiber biker shorts, because remember, the biker shorts is one of my top products sold. And then I also did purchase the rib crop tank, because remember, that was also one of my number one top product sold, and I also have the highest quantity of that item. So instantly I'm asking myself, you know, who do I want to talk to? And I already know what I want to talk to them about. So for example, if they've already purchased the rib crop tank, I can say, hey, hope you loved your crop tank. This week, we're going to offer you 50% off our crop tanks. Or you buy one, you get one free. Or you buy one, you get one 25% off. Whatever. Buy 3, get 2 free. Whatever I want to do, I know that I have a group of people who've already bought that. And it's going to be a lot easier to sell that item to them and to get them to buy more of them than it is to get somebody to buy that who hasn't bought that yet. Same for the biker shorts. Loyalty core balance. Let's say that I want to, you know, I realize that these people have shopped with me. They're in the rewards program. I could say, hey, I want to offer you guys an incentive to shop, and don't forget to use your rewards. Haven't purchased since 3/31. That's a large number of people. I know that I can't gather that many people to get them to shop with me, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't reach out to those people. Spent over $100 in the last 90 days, so I could send a promotion directly to them that's more so tied around them having to spend at least $100 to get a promotion. So because I know that they have spent at least $100 in the last 90 days, I know that they have $100 to spend, or that they're willing to spend $100. Let's say that. Not that they have $100, but they're willing to spend $100. Spent at least $1,000. So this one isn't necessarily like, you know, for right now, but I can use that in the future. And then the last one spent over $50. So the people who spent over $50 was much bigger than the group of people who spent $100. So I decided to use the group of people who spent $50 in the last 90 days. So let me show you the campaigns that I sent out. So last night I sent out this promo. So it actually says it's sent at 12:15, but I think I actually sent it out at 11 something. And then the second half of it went out at the 12 something. So as you can see, I made $868 from an email that I sent in the middle of the night. Look at all the other emails that I've sent in the daytime since basically the whole month. This is the first email that I sent this month on August 8th. I made $595. The next biggest one was $731. This is my biggest campaign, or the campaign that has made the most money this month, and I made it overnight. Crazy. So this email, let me just click on it so you can see it. Let's see if it'll let me show it to you guys. Preview. Here we go. So this is the email that they received. It looks basically like how my app looks. So take 30% off everything now until 8 a.m. CST with code BRAZEN823. And then it had 30% off, just a reiteration basically. And then the small message, hey Night Owl, we're up with you. Here's a special deal just in case you've missed out or left something behind. This deal will only last until 8 a.m. CST on August 24th. This promo is a secret, so don't tell anyone except your bestie because she might need something too. Hope to see your name come across the screen. Super simple, very straight to the point. I gave them like a call to action. It wasn't like, you know, you got all day. It doesn't matter when you open it. It's like you got until 8 a.m. You better get something. And they got something. So that was the first iteration of that. So I actually did an A/B test because, again, in order for you to know whether or not something works or not, you have to have something to test it up against. So I did 2 different versions of this email. And basically the winning metric, which is here, was open rate. So whichever email had the highest open rate, the greater half of this list would receive that that email going forward. So one email had this late night deal has your name on it, and this one has hey late night shopper, open for 30% off. So as you can see, this one had 180 recipients, meaning that it was the loser. And this one had 419. So I think sometimes we think if I put the promo in the subject line, that's probably going to get people to open it. But that wasn't what happened. This one basically was my test, or they both were a test. This one was the one that lost out of the test. This one was the one that won out of the test. And therefore they sent the rest of my audience that winning campaign. So I sent that one out literally last night at like 11 something. And then I sent a campaign this morning. So yeah, that was a 30% off. So then I sent this one this morning at 9:30 a.m. So remember, I said I just hit 22,000 followers on Instagram, and I wanted to celebrate. So I gave my audience 22% off of everything on the website. So far, my open rate is 19.3%. 2% click rate, and I've made $138.28 from that campaign. Not a ton, but we'll take it. And I posted a graphic on Instagram. Let me just show you guys what this one looks like. View template. Oh, I tested this one too. So this one, I tested one subject line that says, thanks for the Instagram follow. Here's a discount. And this one says we're celebrating with 22% off everything. So as you can see, this one won. This one with a coupon code, or with a percentage. So interesting. Got to keep testing that out to see how it goes. But yeah, so I am in a season of testing to figure out what really works and what gets people to take certain actions. Another thing that you could change is making the winning metric click rates, and that way it's going to measure success by how many people out of the people that received it actually click on a link in that email. So that's that, and this is an overview. So it'll show you like the time frame of what was happening. So actually, let's go back and look at, let's not dig too deeply into that, but we're going to go back and look at the metrics for that campaign from overnight. So look at that. So remember, I stated that I don't typically receive engagement on my website overnight. But I had 71 people open an email at 1 a.m. And then here at 7 a.m., I had 61 people open that email. Literally every single hour throughout the night, there was somebody who was opening these emails, which is absolutely crazy. And I got 17 orders as a result of me sending an email overnight. So don't underestimate, sending emails later in the day or, in those time periods where you think, oh my God, people are sleeping. Like, I don't want to bother them. There's somebody who's up with their phone in their hand. I'm that person. I always have my phone in my hand, literally all hours of the night. And if it pops up on my screen 9 times out of 10, I'm going to click on it. All right, so those were my emails. So text marketing, you actually can't send a person a text in the middle of the night. But I did send an email this morning for people who had, I sent the text message this morning for the 22% off of everything. Why can't I talk? So this total spent is not right. I don't know why it says $2. I spent, I want to say $36 today. So maybe this just hasn't updated yet, but it's reflecting that I've made $219.73 thus far. And I just sent this campaign out not too long ago. I don't know where it will be listed at. Let's see if this report. Oh, okay. Yeah, this thing has got to be, it's tripping today. It has to be tripping. Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay, sorry. Blind moment. Ooh, I am blind. Okay, anyway. So I have spent $37.68 today, and I've actually made $529.64. Okay, that sounds a lot better. It actually makes sense. So as you can see, I've only got 4 orders. I have learned that my text subscribers spend a lot more money than my email subscribers do. So I've always just kind of kept it with me. If I am trying to make the most money possible in a short span of time and also increase my average order value, text marketing is where I should probably be spending some time versus my emails, being the first thing I go towards. So text message is doing absolutely amazing today. So after all of that, remember I was only at $12,700 something for the day. And now at the next day, not even 24 hours after I showed you guys what had occurred or what my numbers look like, I am at $15,904 for the month. So I have a goal to at least make $20,000 before the end of this month. So before Saturday, which is ironic, let's go, going the wrong way. So before Saturday, I was struggling. I was like, girl, I don't know what's going on. Let me show y'all what it looked like before Saturday. I hadn't even made $10,000 yet. I have consistently made 5 figures a month, every single month since May. Yeah, since May of 2020. And I was truly struggling. But from looking at my analytics and actually sitting down to look at them deeply yesterday, I realized I wasn't struggling. I just wasn't taking enough action at all. I was like at a standstill. It was ridiculous. So this was literally on Friday, at the end of the day, Friday. So Saturday I woke up and I decided to take some action. And I want to show you guys what happened or how my numbers changed from Friday to Saturday. So I went from being at $8,000 something to $10,000 something. I basically made about $2,000 on Saturday and put me over that hump. Cool, great, awesome. So that was Saturday. So then came Sunday. Let's look at Sunday. $1,500. And then yesterday, $1,200. And now today, $2,306. And the crazy part about this $2,306 is that when I woke up this morning, I had literally made, let's see if we can see it. Here we go. So at 11 a.m., I had made, or between that 11 a.m. hour, I made $583.41. So I was literally making money overnight. 179, 26, 190, 229, 79, 140, 207, 93, 229. So without me sending that email and that push notification out overnight, I would not have made this money. So when I woke up this morning, I had actually already made over $1,000, which I don't know if that's ever happened before. I don't know. If it has, it was probably like holiday season, Black Friday, something like that. But anyway, I realized, wow, Jance, that would not have happened if you had not done something productive for your business overnight. So then I set a goal to try to make $2,000 before noon. So I knew that I needed to have my email sent out well in advance. I needed to have my text notification sent out well in advance. I sent out a push notification for my app well in advance. I updated my app to reflect the current promotion instead of the one that was happening overnight well in advance, so that I could give myself enough leeway to be able to hit that $2,000 mark. And it's now $12.40, and I have surpassed that $2,000 mark. So now I'm just in like go mode. It's like, okay, sit here and think about what is actually happening. So for example, just looking at the things that I started this video with, looking at my top products sold, looking at where my traffic is coming from, looking at where my sales are coming from, looking at what pages people are visiting most when they come to my website. That gives me ideas about, what my content should be about throughout this day, what I'm going to be giving my audience updates around. Like if I'm getting low on quantities for these biker shorts, for example, like if I'm not mistaken, yesterday I had like 12 left of these biker shorts, and now I've sold 5, so I have 7 of them left. The bodysuits, I don't think I had a lot of those. If I did, even still, this is one of my best sellers, and I can give them an update on how many are left. So you start to create that sense of urgency around buying it now versus buying it later, especially since there's a promotion happening. It doesn't make sense for you to wait till tomorrow when you can get it today for 22% off. So long story short, reading your analytics is super helpful. Another thing that I mentioned yesterday when I showed you guys where I started was my return customer rate, which was, hold on, I have it written down here. So my return customer rate up until that point yesterday was 54.45%. So I know, just business speaking, that it's a lot easier to get your existing customers to spend money with you than it is to get new people to spend money with you. So instead of me going to create some new ads and trying to attract new people and all of that good stuff, I went directly to the people who've already purchased from me and offered them something that will get them to shop with me again. So my return customer rate today is 75%. So 75% of the people who've shopped with me today have shopped with me before. If we look at yesterday, so let's look at yesterday. Apply. Yesterday, 57% of the people who shopped with me had shopped with me before. Another thing to pay attention to, going back to today. So if we look at my conversion rate from yesterday, 2%. So the industry standard conversion rate is 2%, between 2 and 3%. So I literally was right on the 2% mark. So I was doing good, basically, by industry standards. But look at today. If I hadn't sent that email out, if I hadn't sent all of these notifications out, I wouldn't have made that money. I wouldn't have had this number of orders. My return customer rate wouldn't have looked like this. And my conversion rate would not look like this. I was able to increase my conversion rate because I had more people converting in a time period where I normally don't have conversions. I also didn't have a number of people coming to my website during that time frame. But of the people that were coming, a good number of them were purchasing something. So when I woke up this morning, my conversion rate for the day at like 7 a.m. this morning was 6%. That's the highest my conversion rate has ever been. So I say all this to say, your analytics tells you so much information, and you just have to find a easy way for you to digest it. So if easy for you is having it all on some type of spreadsheet so that you can clearly see it, then create a spreadsheet. If easy for you is having a piece of paper where you write it all out, whatever makes it easy for you to digest it, that's going to be most helpful. But even beyond that, you have to know what to do with the information. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle, is that they don't know what to do with, the information that they're acquiring from looking at their analytics when they do look at it. So no one can really tell you what to do with that information, because ultimately you're the boss. You have to decide how you're going to use that information. You get to decide if you're going to run a promotion, if you're going to offer this group of people, 50% off, but this group of people 30% off. You get to decide what the promotion is going to be on. Is it going to be site-wide, or is it going to be on specific things? You get to decide those things. So I want to encourage you guys to learn how to read your analytics. If you need more insight about how to read your analytics, again, I'm going to put a link to my monthly membership in the description box. I have a bunch of classes and a bunch of replays from experts who have come to talk to us about a multitude of things inside of my monthly membership. But the thing that I want you to go watch in there is the analytics class. I actually did an analytics class not too long ago. And you can watch the replay. You can literally sit and watch the replay of so many freaking videos for $47.99. You don't even have to keep the membership. Most people will tell you want to stick around because we're going to have multiple things every month. I could easily say that to you, but I could also just tell you that you could pay $47.99 today and get access to all of the information and cancel your membership at the end of the month if you would like to. So, again, study your analytics. I keep saying that. Study your analytics is so important, and I hope this was helpful to you guys. I hope it encouraged you to get out there and do some work, figure out what you need to be doing. And if you have any questions, as always, drop them in the comments, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.